So I'm here. We're recording right now. This isn't gonna actually be a short but fun one. I did not tell London what we're doing, but now that you can see the screen, you know we're doing a tier list of numbers of placements in the list. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Are we so give me like what your S tier means to F tier. Like is S tier like the safest or is like S tier gonna be you're gonna die first?
No, no, no. S tier is what you want to be. F tier is what you don't want to be.
Okay.
So let's start
I
with
have some
you have
I have some
thoughts?
spicy takes. I have thoughts.
I have thoughts too. I thought this is going to be like one of the funniest tier lists that we can do.
All right.
So one, I think one is honestly like a solid B. What do you think?
I would actually agree with that because if this was Town of Salem 1,
You know,
we're
one
like,
is the
oh no,
worst.
number 1.
Yeah,
But there's others that are more higher target. And I think a lot more people, especially if you're like a good player on 1,
yeah,
um, you are more trustworthy at that point because you're more likely to, hey, I claim town killing. Oh, we're gonna come back to you. And I've won games where I've just claimed a role and everyone else left me alone
yeah, and also
because I was in slot 1.
I also think that Crusader going on one has become a little bit of a meme that everybody puts in the back of their mind, so they just leave one alone. But not always. You know, it's like it's one of those things. Two, on the other hand, I'm gonna put it rank it at C, and I have a reason for it. But you tell me, what do you think?
I would say C as well, just in the case of
Seer.
evil, like evils tendedly are
Yeah,
on 2.
yeah. No, but there's another reason, and I'm gonna when I get to four, I'm going to explain why I'm gonna put four in C tier too. But that's gonna come in a second. Because of Seer, I'm putting two in C, and I'll get to that. Three, on the other hand, is our first, I think, A list. A tier. What do you
Yeah.
think?
You
Because
don't expect 3, but 3 generally seems to always be a good town.
not just a good town. People generally leave three alone. Now I'm gonna put four specifically in C again. Now, can you see? Can you see why I did that? What do you
Yeah, because
think?
that's an easy seer check 2-4,
Yeah,
especially because we'll get to the big 2.
yeah, we're gonna get to the big two. Yeah, five. I'm gonna make a hot take about five. S tier.
5 is generally really good. I wouldn't know though. I don't normally get 5.
Oh, I get five quite often. I think five is S tier. If not S tier, then A tier. But I'm right now putting it in S tier. Here's the thing about five. Five is usually a number that if it doesn't ask for a TP lookout, nobody's going to care about five.
Right.
No. Now we're going to get to the hottest take in the entire game. Six.
6.
What
Yeah.
do you think? F.
F.
I.
It's almost
It's almost like
always the first target.
it's a death sentence in most games.
Yeah.
Executioners, seers, jinxes.
Enchanters.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seven. What do you think?
7 is so you'd think the lucky number would be good, but I also see a lot of, oh, my coven's on 6. I'm gonna do 7 instead.
Yeah.
And so
I was going to say
I would
D tier.
that's what I was gonna say is D tier.
I would say D tier because I'd rather be four too. Because the problem with seven is seven only being number seven is just good enough to get through the VFA. If you're good, you're going to survive. If you're good, you're going to die. If you're bad, you're going to get sussed. Like day three and onwards, seven is like one of the worst numbers to be. That's what I think.
I would agree with that.
Eight. What do you think?
No, I might have a hot take on this. I think A is like up in the A or B world
Really?
because it's around, so you avoid because so like when I think seer, just watching the seers, they 6, 9, 7, 10. And so 8, unless like you have 8 normally dies to the neutral killing.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I have a different take.
Okay.
My take is that sometimes when series number six or number nine, usually nine, they go 6, 8 to complete the meme. But
That's fair.
But if you think B, I'm gonna stick with you because
I think
I think B is also kind of correct. It's definitely not now nine. Nine is
oh,
definitely the nine is definitely the other F tier.
oh yeah,
I have never seen 6 or 9 live to the end of the game.
they're high
You're
value targets.
yeah. Now the reason why 6 is worse than 9 is because 6 is literally higher up in the list. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
I would agree with that.
10. What do you think about 10?
I think 10 being the first double digit, it's not as good as some of the ones coming up,
Yeah. I
but I still
it's
think it's fairly okay.
yeah, I think it's like a B or a C. What do you think?
I was thinking
It's
C.
yeah, I was thinking C2, but I wanted to give the wiggle room for B2 because it can go into B if the meta
It can.
changes, but at the moment it's definitely here. 11. I have a hot take about 11.
Well, let's hear your hot take because I
I,
don't have a hot take about 11.
I think
My hot
11
take's coming up.
I think 11 is A tier because
I would,
it just goes between the number between the numbers, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Now 12, what do you think about 12?
12 is also pretty high. It's not my number one choice for a double digit placement, but my double digit placement might be a hot take. So
Yeah, yeah. So I think that 12 is I'm going to say 12 if I'm going to put 12 and 13 together in not in the same category but in the same explanation. Like the thing about 12 and 13 is that 12 usually if 13 is evil they'll target 12. If 12 is evil they'll target 13. If both of them aren't evil then something is off, but usually 12 is like, oh, it's just bottom enough in the list where I can target it, but
I would agree with that.
I would think that 12 is C tier as well, but 13 is D tier. What do you think?
I would agree with that because a lot of people will target 13 just because there's a preconceived notion about it.
What do you mean a lot of people? I target 13 all the time.
I'm the one that targets 12, so.
Yeah.
All
14.
right, this is my hot take. I
Yeah.
think 14's the best spot in the game.
Yeah, I was about to say 14 is just slightly above 5. It's not much above 5, but it's just slightly above 5. And what do you think about that?
I would agree with that. It's not 15,
No,
so people aren't second guessing your, claim once you get to there because oh, you're dead last. But people will leave you alone because especially if it's like more newer players in the evil slot,
so
their brains don't even go down that far.
so I have a different opinion.
Go for it.
People are just too lazy to move the mouse that low.
That's also fair.
Now 15. What do you think about 15?
15
Yeah.
still 15 is not S tier at all, but
No.
it gets targeted by more neutrals than anything because I can see like Plague Bearer hitting it, I can see Soul Collector hitting it, I can see
Arsonist.
Arsonist. Yeah, big time on the Arsonist. But
It's
it's not bad unless you get like a power hungry player that's like, oh, we are vote for alignmenting in reverse.
I've seen yeah, yeah. The reason why I can't put 15 in the S tier is because of VFA in reverse. I've seen it's happened to me all the time. It's one of those things that if you're evil, you're just stuck.
Yeah,
So it's never gonna be an S. I
no,
can't put it in good faith in A. I
I
just
would agree with that.
I think
I
B
would
is
agree.
where it sits, but it sits just above 1.
Yeah, because you got a similar 1 in 15,
Now,
kind of two opposites.
I think we both agree on this tier list for because there's just one thing I would change actually. I would put 13 above 7 in the D tier.
Yeah, 13's lower. So
13's lower, yeah, because 13 also has the chance of surviving. Like, it does happen quite often, but it does get targeted quite often too. I have seen so many marshals being number 13 targeted night one. Like, I don't say it out loud, but like, it's a little bit of a meme when I'm recording. I'm like, 13's gonna be marshal dying night one. You know, like, you see it happen.
oh yeah.
Yeah. This is the official tier list me and London came up with. We are both correct. If you disagree, you're wrong.
If you disagree, don't go to Dragon's comments. Go to my comments,
No.
and then everyone else can be confused.
Absolutely. And by the way, check out London. He uploads a lot of tier lists, a lot of games. He uploads a lot more than me these days. All right. So that's going to be it. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.